Okay, that was a good intro. Now I'm just going to change the background, folks, because I don't like this background. I like this background.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm going to
Let's,
have to prepare that for next time. So, hi everybody. It's Colleen Pearl, the Cool Crone, and it's Val from Dragonfly Crystals and Next Level Channeling. And we're here to talk tonight. I didn't even test my mic or ask anybody if my mic was okay. Why is it so
oh,
turned
that's
up?
better. Now that you just raised it up, that's
Right? It's all turned around. Oh geez, what a it's still Mercury retrograde. We got another week of this
yes.
shit. Anyway, we're here to talk about Three Eye Atlas, and we will be doing some readings. So you guys can go ahead and put some questions in the chat, but just realize that we're really focusing on Three Eye Atlas actually, and I'm going to ask Val to just say hello and tell us what's going on with her. And then I have a few things to say about it. She has a few things to say about it. We'll throw a few punches and then we'll see what.
well, thank you, Colleen. Yes, I'm happy to be here too. Yeah. Wait, wrong way. I got to hit that way because I have my thing on mirror. But anyway, yeah. I have all my classes are lined up and they're on dragonflycrystals.store. So if you want to take channeling, mediumship, meditation, Akashic record reading, or learn how to manifest from the quantum field, it's all on there. And you can also sign up for readings, various types at dragonflycrystals.store. Also, our December Arthur and Val Zoom event is still has openings, and there is the March 15th Val and Arthur live at the Golden Nugget. Sign up. There are 3 spaces still available for that event. So
What's that date? What's the date of that?
March 15th.
Oh.
March 15th. We have 3 slots left open. Or I might be wrong. We might only have 2. But so far, well, that's what I remember so far. So, sign up for that at dragonflycrystals.store. We're really looking forward to seeing people in person and doing readings for all of you. And yeah, it's going to be really fun to have everybody in the room together. So looking forward to that.
Really fun.
And
Wow.
it's in the center of the Fremont experience, which is a huge happening all on its own. So you walk outside the door of the Golden Nugget and you're right there in the center of Fremont Street. So really everything to do there.
Okay.
Lots of things. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay.
So what's coming up on your channel?
So for me, I'm just trying desperately to get my members meetings together. And I did go in and set up a coupon code, but apparently I didn't quite get it right. So I have to go in and make an adjustment. But what I'm hoping to offer to my members is a big, huge, fat discount on any kind of readings between now and the end of the year. So that's what I want to gift to my members. And of course, in the meetings, we usually do readings too. So anyway, so that's what's going on with that. And aside from that, I have bunches of shows coming up, and I'm going to be putting, I always announce them a couple days ahead of time, but I've gone back to doing recorded solo readings because they're fun and it's easier for me to work it into my schedule with my crazy work schedule now. And it's not that it's a crazy work schedule. It's that I have a job now where I just can't F off at the job at all.
I mean, you have to actually do the job.
Oh my God. I am like on for the whole shift. I'm on.
I mean, that's like
it makes me, I have to like really think about, have I taken a break like in 4 hours? Maybe I should get up and pee. Like, I'm just like, go, 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 go.
That's intense.
It is intense. And so I have to really plan my time outside of the job to get stuff for the channel done, which has been a big challenge the last few months, but I'm getting it. I'm getting in the swing of things. And one of the ways that I can get things back going on the channel is to record things when I have time, because I can do that in pieces, the recording, the editing, and then all of the little blabby stuff that you have to do to get it up, the description and the links and all of that crap. So anyway, that's probably pretty boring to people out in the chat, but it's what's going on. So you're going to
It does give us a window into, how much you have going on, and when you even have time to sit down and do these. It just amazes me.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but yeah, that's what I do. So so you're going to see a lot more solo with me, but I'm still
Yeah.
doing a lot of collabs. I'm still doing a lot of politics, but I want to do a lot more personal stuff. So, we have to walk this balance beam of life. You can't be all one thing. You have to
Yeah,
balance yourself.
you
So
really do.
Three Eye Atlas. I am mesmerized by this thing. I am so fascinated by it. I feel connected to it somehow. I feel like, I don't know if it's from Three Eye Atlas, but about Three Eye Atlas, I am getting messages. I am getting information about it.
Yeah.
And it's the consciousness that is connecting to me is telling me that they're very glad, they're very grateful that I'm doing this video. Me and probably thousands of other people on YouTube. I don't know how many tarot readers are doing it, but a lot of readers are commenting on it and talking about it, and that's really, really helpful. And it's definitely, I know, very, very early on we were just thinking, this is softening the ground for disclosure,
Mhm.
but it is so much more than that. There is so much more than that going on. And just like the Trump administration with the Epi files, more and more and more is being revealed day by day. So much more is being revealed, and it will continue to be revealed. And I think the date has changed from December 19th to something else. And I was so enthralled with all of this new information that had come out that I didn't even get that. I just and I just want to say up front to everybody, I am not a scientist. I'm a tarot reader and an astrologer and a psychic. And so my information about Three Eye Atlas is really my opinion after listening to the scientists and other people who kind of know about these things. But even the ability to interpret some of that stuff is beyond me. Some of the things they're talking about is just so out there scientifically. But so just take it for what it is. This is entertainment purposes only. This is all just my opinion, really, but it fascinates me, and I feel very strongly that we need to think about it. We need to open ourselves to what it could mean. So I'm
Absolutely.
very, very excited about that. So I
Yep.
just want to, now I hope that most of you who are watching saw my first video on Three Eye Atlas. I put a lot of information in that video about why Dr. Avi Loeb believes that it could be something other than a comet. And I was completely swayed by his arguments that it is probably something other than a comet. So I will be referring to it as an object,
Right.
because it's to me, it has just it's like Elvis has left the building. It has left the realm of being a comet, in my opinion. And my opinion really doesn't mean that much because I'm not a scientist, but for me and the people that I'm talking to, we're just enchanted by this thing and
Yes.
wondering what really is going on with it. But anyway, one thing that has been documented and measured is the fact that it has changed its course. Now, in my first video, I was talking about how it had aligned itself to the ecliptic, which is the path around the sun and the level um, of the area of the orbits that planets take around the sun, all except Pluto, which is about 5 degrees inclined, but all the rest of them follow that ecliptic. That doesn't mean they all follow the same path because, of
Mhm.
course, they're all different distances from the sun, but they all orbit around the sun. And so they make their somewhat circular orbit. A lot of them are like not super circular, they're weird, but um, it is that plane, that ecliptic
Mhm.
plane, that Three Eye Atlas joined onto that plane. It came from way out in the Milky Way, which is where it entered from, and it zoomed down into making kind of a beeline for our ecliptic plane, which
Yeah.
is extraordinary. The
Yes.
chances of that happening are, they're not infinitesimal, but they're very, very low.
Yes.
So that was a big tell to Dr.
Yeah.
Loeb that,
Yeah.
that was there. Well, now it has changed its course. It changed it, as he said, smoothly, deliberately. There were no flares. Like when objects move in space, like an airplane, right, is in space and they move, you see the big expulsion of fuel out the back. That's
Yeah.
its gas exploding out the back, giving it thrust to
Yes.
move the direction that it wants to go, right?
Yeah.
That was not this, and yet it moved the
Yes.
direction it wanted to go. So it
It's
was just,
almost like a course correction.
yes, very much like a course correction. And the from our vantage point, this well, there was nothing to explain how it did it really, but from our perspective, it seemed like a microscopic deviation, and yet what it did is it pointed itself more towards the Earth. Now,
Yes.
not on course to the Earth to implode or collide with the Earth, but
Right.
rather to travel kind of next to the Earth.
Exactly.
Really, really interesting.
I
Why,
mean, that's pretty interesting.
right?
Yes. Plus, I've heard that it has grown brighter and then
Yeah,
reduced. And this is not something a comet would do.
no,
Growing brighter and then reducing, and then sometimes it'll grow brighter again. No, it does, none of
right,
that. None of
right,
that is comet like
right.
behavior.
Because comets will
Yeah.
brighten slower than
Yes.
this does,
Right.
and they would brighten in response
Yeah.
to things that they went near,
Yes.
like the sun,
Exactly.
right? So
Exactly.
this thing did brighten when it went near the sun, but it brightened like, I don't know how many, 16 times or something more than a comet would, and
Yeah.
faster, 7 times faster
Yeah.
than a comet would do that brightening effect. And then just as quickly, it changed.
Yes.
So it is determining its own behavior, I believe, or
Yes.
choosing its behavior, whatever. So we don't know how this has happened. We don't know what force really is moving it. It seems to be electromagnetic rather than like a propulsion. Like, not, it's not thermal. They've looked at that. It's not
Mhm.
chemical, and most importantly, it's not gravitational. It's not
Mhm.
being pulled into the gravitational force of the sun, or our
Well,
planet either.
that's what I find the most fascinating is it's not being sucked in. If it was just an object, I mean, a comet, it would have some
Or a meteor, or a
or a
meteor.
meteor or a meteor. It would be drawn into that magnetic pull and be sucked in closer to
Right.
that gravitational pull. But
Yeah, because
yeah,
this is a big object. It's not as big as the other planets, but it is as big as the island of Manhattan, or bigger, they're thinking. It could even be bigger. They're just not quite sure. Now, one of the questions that he also is asking is, does it have a kind of intelligence? It certainly has the technology to direct itself, and this technology has just got to be light years ahead of anything that we have on this planet in our thinking. Um, Another thing that happened with just recently with this, I think within the last week, is it sent out some type of communication. It sent out these bursts of light, and they
mm,
went in a pattern. They had three short bursts and then a long burst. And they realized that this was repeating a pattern that we actually had sent out several decades ago
yes,
to test deep space communications and signal response.
yes, that is true.
This
It
is
has
not a
done
rock.
It
This is
has
not
done
just
this
a rock.
multiple times. It's done this kind of bursting of light signal back.
Hmm?
So it isn't just a one-time fluke either.
No,
Yeah,
no.
they've
And one
detected it numerous times
and
from.
one they've had scientists who are particularly focused on communication work on this for the whole, like last week, right? The whole week after it happened.
Yeah.
And what they identified was that the initial patterns that they were putting out and repeating over and over and over again were numbers.
Yeah.
They're putting out a numeric sequence, probably, 0 or 1 through 9, right?
Yeah, because mathematics is the language of the
Universe.
yes.
Yes. And
You know,
then it went to prime numbers.
yeah. Oh.
Then it went to the Fibonacci series.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went to other mathematical measurements like pi and other mathematical measurements that are universal.
Yeah.
Clearly, they truly are universal, because now we're seeing something coming from another universe, basically,
Mm-hmm.
is repeating back to us these numerical sequences that are meaningful to us.
They are, and just so folks know, the reason why, like the Fibonacci sequence, all of these things are sacred geometry. They're found in nature. They're found in seashells. They're found in flower petals. Whatever you want to look at has this kind of sacred geometry, which is a mathematical measurement of things. Whatever you're looking at in the universe is made up of this geometry, mathematics. And so it is a language we can speak to the universe with, and they speak to us. So it's pretty fascinating.
It is really fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that developed or happened after the light communications, then I don't know how long after this, I guess a few days or something after this, the same patterns were sent in radio signals.
Yes.
So now we have the light, which we all know we're going to light bodies, and we all know that light, and we always say love and light and keep in the light and all that stuff. And this is because we're connected to the divine, to the universe, and the universe speaks in light.
Yes.
We've all heard about light language, right? There's a reason that light is such a dominant concept in divinity and in the universe.
Yeah.
And now it took this message that it sent to us in light, and it repeated it in radio signals, in, I guess, tones or something.
Yeah. Tones.
But the same
frequency
patterns, the numbers, the prime numbers, the Fibonacci series, the mathematical numerals that were really important, like, and pi is the only one I can remember. But so this has been phenomenal. And the radio frequency that it used to transmit on is called the hydrogen line. And the hydrogen is the most prominent element in the entire universe, in our galaxy and in other galaxies that we've somehow they've measured this or figured this out. And this line of the hydrogen line is a frequency that they had identified decades ago as if there were other intelligence out there that was going to try to communicate with us, this is where they would go to communicate with us, is the hydrogen line. And it did.
Yes.
So things that Dr. Loeb had said himself decades ago as a younger man, he was laughed at. He's not being laughed at. He's being
I'm surprised he sustained himself in that community, which, he's I think it's Harvard, isn't it?
Yes, it's Harvard.
Yeah, so he is well respected, even though he goes into the realm of what if this is what it seems like. I'm not going to rule any of these things out, because how can you?
Well, he defended his colleagues this way. He said, in the academic world, you are not beholden to grants and corporate funding.
Yes.
In NASA and other environments, you very much are. And they have a real stake in hanging on to the status quo.
Exactly.
for one thing, they don't want to lose their funding.
Exactly.
So that's their problem. It's not that they don't truly believe him, it's that they feel like their hands are tied. And
Yeah.
the parallels again with our own government and this thing is just so strange. It's just like, yeah, they can't tell the truth even though they know the truth. But he
Exactly.
can. He
And they
can.
do know the truth, folks.
They
I'm
well,
They
do
can't not know
they
because it's
cannot
been
know.
too
And these
self-explanatory
are
by,
trained, and they're trained scientists. They've all been trained in the scientific method, and the scientific method is to test and question and hypothesize and test again, and to find out these different things. And when you see the anomalies, you test again.
yes, exactly. Exactly. So that's pretty interesting.
I think I just think it's really really interesting. So
It, it
so
is.
now it's adjusted its course. It has sent out some signals, and yeah, so that's the new stuff that I have on it. So I guess I would gonna just take a look at the chat and see what other people are thinking about this. So let's see.
There was one that was pretty interesting, and it was asking, let's see, the that it's going to pass through, and the tail of it, if there is such a tail, that particles. Oh, it's Pamela. Yeah. Um, will the Earth be going through the particles left by the tail from outside our galaxy? Will this affect humans? Well,
Go ahead.
I'm not quite sure if it actually has a tail or if particles will get anywhere near us, but it doesn't matter. It's the resonant frequency that it is sending out that it's affecting me. And I know it's affecting a lot of people. It really is um, on an esoteric level, on a level energetically. This is not the scientific kind of realm, but in terms of humanity's evolution on the planet and the planet's evolution, I think this is really coming through. My information that I'm receiving in is that this is coming through our galaxy, our space, to create that, to be that catalyst, to open us up to all of our gifts and abilities, and to spur on the awakening to on a collective level, everyone on a collective level, no one left untouched by it, and that it is just going to really break up any of that old static idea about what you think reality is.
Mm-hmm.
And what you think,
Yeah.
suddenly you're going to, if you aren't already, it's like recalibrating you. The sun has been reacting to it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. It is an energetic, it's affecting all the planets, it's affecting the suns, it's affecting everything, Mother Earth, everything. It is doing its job to recalibrate everything. And yeah, is it searching for intelligence? Yeah, exactly. No, actually, it is doing its energetic frequency job. That's really all it's here to do, is to be a catalyst. So it's almost like all of us will experience this recalibration and have rapid realizations and inner knowings, spontaneous clarity, intuitive alignment, sudden releases of old stories, precision and choices, and time, the little micro adjustments of time jumps and time space, no linear stuff anymore. All of this kind of thing you could be feeling now. What do you do with all of this? Just be aware of it. Don't put your head in the sand and think it's not happening, because what that does is it says to the universe, yes, I acknowledge I am expanding. My awareness is opening up. That means that you're allowing that expansion. So it is really the rise of the unified self field That is really what this is all about. So I think, yeah, people in the next 30 days, all of this is really going to hit on a lot of different levels, I think, for everyone. And the people that really have their pulse on paying attention, the healers, the light workers, whatever you want to call the people who are aware and are paying attention to the energetic frequencies, are probably going to have fun. It's I do have compassion and feel, you know, for the people who absolutely don't know, and then these things are going to happen where their awareness is expanded, and maybe they have intuitive hits, and maybe they see things in their space from other dimensions, and they go, am I crazy? Why am I seeing this? But I don't know. We'll see what happens. So yeah,
I
it's
I am just blown away by the idea that it is not anything that we can wrap our heads around.
it isn't an intellectual discussion too about that, because what it's bringing isn't information in the way in which we're shifting from that linear idea of reading and absorbing information to absorbing the frequency, absorbing the knowing without the words, without the 3D earth language in the way. So it's shifting to instead of a cognitive kind of thing, it's a energetic kind of mind body spirit kind of connection. I don't even know how to say it in a way that it makes sense, but we're shifting how we're going to be looking at things. So your brain doesn't have to go, oh, that's this, oh, that's this, oh, that is that.
Yeah.
You don't need that anymore. You don't need to box things in. You don't need to do that anymore. It's not going to be part of our new way of moving through life. It's just going to be, you're going to be in the flow, and you're going to feel that energy, and you're just going to move with that. And that is what this is bringing on, even more so within all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no, that's why just before this happened, all this year, the 3D kind of platform has been dissolving, has been disintegrating, so that all the things you thought were your foundation on earth are kind of going haywire and getting all shaken up, because it's not going to be there anymore, like the way you've ever seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to make sense of what we see outside of us is actually literally what's going on inside of us. So in some small ways, as we're and what is also happening is we're all of whatever isn't in alignment is flowing up and out, and it's just a natural thing that's going to happen. It's happening for me, I can tell you. That, yeah.
Oh, I want to comment on this, E flowing 3248. So here's the deal. Around Samhain, which is the very beginning of November, most people equate this with Halloween, but it's a different holiday. The shift, we've been shifting all year. 2025 is a very, very shifty
Yeah.
thing. It's like standing on, do you know what, you remember what skimboards are? Skimboards,
Mm.
everybody cut big circles out of plywood. You go down to the beach where just the sand is real, real wet as the tide was either going in or going out. And you put the board on, and the board kind of rests on the water, and you stand on it and slide.
Oh,
No, it's
cool.
surfing on sand, right?
That's fun.
So it was fun. You could hurt yourself, you could fall down, but you're just falling in wet sand. So you kind of
Yeah.
like sunk it. It was a fun thing to learn how to do. It was like instead of skateboarding, instead of surfing,
Yeah.
instead of, rollerblading or something, it was just another thing to do to move across the earth. And it was one of those weird things. It's like looking at an oil slick and going like, is that really there? Is it deep? Is it shallow? Like it was just kind of like weird, like
Yeah.
shifting and not quite there, but there. The things that we need to look at right now are things that we know within ourselves. We need to pay attention to how we feel within ourselves. This new moon, the energy that we're still in, this new moon in Scorpio, wonderful energy for getting in touch with your body in a very deep, intense way.
Mm-hmm.
So while we're still in this energy, I would encourage everybody to, when you lay down to go to sleep tonight, just turn all the lights out, no TV, no phone, and just lay down and focus. Let your mind go to wherever in your body where you feel the slightest discomfort or feel something. And ask yourself, what is that? What is that about? See if you can allow that discomfort to sort of break up and imagine the energy of this new moon in Scorpio, which is a water sign, moving through your body like a river. And let that river move that energy around in your body and ultimately let it leave, whether it's out of the bottom of your feet or the top of your head or whatever. But in, tune in to areas of your body that you don't usually pay attention to. Anything that has a finger that hurts, a wrist that hurts, you have that little thing on your cheek that you don't touch because it hurts,
I love
anywhere.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
And
Let
I
it be
just,
healed. Yeah.
just have to say, in waiting for a message, you are the message.
Yes.
Listen to your inner guidance. Listen to what they are saying.
Mm-hmm.
Three Eye Atlas isn't going to go, oh, I have a message for humanity.
And I
No.
have the answer.
Yeah, exactly. There is. It's you. It's inside of you. Everything you need to hear, know, and move forward for your divine plan path that's within you. So don't look outside of yourself for those things. We're just talking about this cool thing that's happening.
The energy that it's bringing. It's bringing an upliftment of us because we can
Yeah.
begin to tune into what's happening in us and
Yeah.
to acknowledge your gifts, your pain, your trauma, your joy, your love, all these things that are inside you that come all together are your knowledge about. Remember your knowledge. You've all been here a gazillion lifetimes,
Yeah.
right? You've all lived on this planet and other star systems, right? Maybe
Yes.
ones that are connected to Three Eye Atlas, and that's why
Yeah.
you're watching this. We've all got this knowledge in our DNA, in our meat suit. We've got this
Yeah.
knowledge. You have to remember it. You have to remember your mastery from past lives. And you'll remember pain from past lives and joy from past lives and lost loves and found loves. You'll remember things from past lives that will help you believe in yourself in this lifetime. And
Yes.
I think that's a lot of what is happening right now. That's the shift of just saying, yeah, I don't need a guru. I don't need a teacher. I need to understand myself.
That's it.
And a new moon, every new moon actually is an excellent time to go within and allow yourself to learn a little bit more about yourself. And remember that the body holds on to things in a physical way that are emotional and mental things that you need to resolve, that you need to work on. So you might get sick from it if you don't. This is what sickness really
Yeah.
is.
And no one knows you like your like going within to your own, your higher self, your
Mhm.
soul, your guides, angels, your spiritual team, whoever it is that you talk to, just straight to divine source if you want.
Mhm.
And no one is going to give you messages like that.
Yeah.
That is going to be just for you. Very important to do, especially in this timing now when we are here to live as divine source energy in these avatars. So, yeah, it's
And
amazing.
what do you think about this, Val? I think, her comment, she's saying, I know that some of us need help. Okay.
Yeah.
I get that. I get, and a lot of that is, You haven't remembered yet. You just
That's
haven't
it.
remembered all your
That's
mastery.
all.
And if your angels can help you with that,
Yep.
they will help you with that.
That's all.
You can always ask your angels for that.
So,
And that's a lot of what they're there for. Go
and
ahead.
all that is you're still looking through a filter. And what is that filter? That's the ego, that's the shadow self, whatever you want to call it, that 3D filter. And the minute that you start to dissolve those filters, oh, now you see clearly your divine source. You came in as this fragment of divine source projecting down into your vehicle. And that's who you are. You didn't have anything to fix. There was nothing wrong with you. You were perfectly beautiful divine source energy. But
Yeah.
you had this illusion in the way for the fun that we decided to have in Earth School.
That is so well said. That is so beautifully said. You know what just sparked in me just now when you were saying that is think about all the Epstein survivors. Now they have started to take off their filters.
Yes.
Clearly, they all, not all, I can't make a blanket statement about them, but of course, they still have a ways to go.
Yeah.
I have a ways to go. Val has to wait. We all have a ways to go.
Yeah.
Guys, you don't get perfection, right? There's no point in thinking, I'm not perfect yet. Who cares about that? That is meaningless. When you reach perfection, you're done with the meat suit. You transition on. So don't be in too much of a rush to get to that perfection.
I have to say, I love that message, Colleen. That is so important for you all to know. I'm not going to, this shadow side, I'm just going to have to embrace it. It's with me. It's me. I'm not looking for that complete, oh, I never have that. Oh, forget about it. You're still, just because this is here or your ego mind doesn't mean you're not. You're still divine source. Boom. It is just that switch of your perception. We'll just say it like that. And that other that exists is part of divine source. There's only divine source. So there's only divine source. So your ego, your shadow side, all of that stuff, it's with you. Hi. It shows up. Oh, that was amusing. Thank you. And you go about your day. You have never diminished your divine source energy that you are.
That's
You
right.
just are all of it right now.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. And what would the harm be if you did think to yourself, I'm perfect. I'm a child of the universe. Everything that I'm in right now, the energy I walk in, the gifts that I use, the pain that I feel is perfect. It's perfect for me right now. It's perfect taking me on my path, and I'm perfect. Is someone going to come down and hit you on the head and say, you're not perfect? No, no, that's not going to happen because you know what? Nobody's keeping score. It's just
Your outside is going to reflect what you're talking to yourself about internally. So, for you to appreciate yourself, honor yourself, and give yourself all the love that you can is just, it just will explode around you, and you're going to have that coming at you, that kind of thing.
And have you ever had that imaginary talk where you actually talk out loud and you say things that you think nobody would take seriously, or you're just talking blah blah blah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's coming probably from past life mastery and experience. Like, have you ever said, "Oh, well, I would stand up and I would do this, and I'd hold my hands over them, or I would say a prayer, or I would make this concoction," or you just knew how to do something, right?
Yes.
That's past life mastery.
Yes, it is.
Flowing out of you. And you embracing it. And it is beautiful and it is perfect. And it does take you into the flow of life. Imagine if you could just think those things all the time and just be in the flow of your life because these things are coming up. How beautiful that would be. How wonderful that would be. You would have no need to make more money than somebody else, or be more beautiful than somebody else, or have better hair than somebody else. You would just have no need for that.
It's absolutely true.
Because you're living in the flow and you love what's going on.
That's exactly right. And I have to say, that's what we're here to do anyway. So
is 3i Atlas helping us with that?
It is. It's really bringing so much to the into our awareness, shifting our energy so that we will actually be in that space where we allow ourselves to see that this everything isn't what we ever thought it was. And that things are shifting and things are different, and that maybe some of the things you've heard other people saying about Earth School or all of this, maybe you've thought, oh, psh, that's outlandish. But then you start to have experiences that will suddenly awaken you to the idea that there's something more, there's something greater, there's something that you are part of. And then you start to feel that oneness with everyone, with all that is. And you realize, oh, you are all that is. There is the one, the all that is. So that feeling is going to be within all of us at some point as a natural feeling of knowing that we are all one, we are all divine source. So I can't wait for that day to come.
Yeah, and I think doing meditations like I was just talking about with the new moon and connecting in your mind and saying, I am the oneness and I am the allness.
Yeah.
Because the allness is all that is. It's
Mhm.
all the things that you think of when you hear the word divine.
Yeah.
It's all of that. And
Yeah.
the oneness is you, but you are also of the allness.
That's
And
right.
we're all connected, yes, but we're all special and unique too.
We're
And
these individuated aspects that have come out of the oversoul to experience on our own little missions. So even though we are, when we go back to the oversoul, we're in the big sea of the oversoul.
we're the little drop in the ocean.
But we still have our little bandwidth of individuated understanding that we've experienced at the soul level of all the lifetimes and everything that we've accumulated. So that's why even psychic mediums can connect in to people who crossed over. It is that bandwidth, that energy that we're connecting to, even though they go back into the sea of oneness. It is powerful.
So how have you connected with Three Eye Atlas, Val? How have you
It's just,
experienced this?
it has actually come and talked to me.
Let's hear it. Let's hear about it.
Well, just to say that it's shifting humanity to it's the recalibration, the shifting, the turning on of our DNA that we have had dormant, the activation of the memory of that we're divine source. Just that taking away that 3D illusion, dropping that veil for those who actually are saying, oh, wow, I can see something in my room. What is that light? What is that energy? It's something from another dimension, but it's visually there in front of you. It's that bleeding in and out of that dimensional space, things like that. And they say, when I did have the conversation, just to let us know that it isn't an intellectual exercise. It is an energetic experience, and to just open up and allow yourself to experience it and also recognize the shifts that are happening within you. What does that do when you start to recognize it? You start to embody those shifts. And when you embody it, you're anchoring that change in. Because if you don't decide to do that, then you are sort of going back eventually into that old 3D kind of idea without integrating it into your vehicle. That is your job. But everyone here is going to be aware and they're going to pay attention. But there are some who just have never even dipped their toe into thinking about why they're here or what is really happening. They're just buying into 3D land. But also, they want us to know that, yeah, okay. They wanted us to know that it is something that we're all going to really benefit from. And in the long run, in 2026, we're really going to be opening up even more and hit the ground running. So it's very important to allow yourself to see things from a different perspective. Allow yourself to not have concrete ideas that you don't want to let go of, because it's all changing. And allow things to morph in front of you and change, and accept in new ideas. They don't have to be things that come from someone else's thought form. They can just be you formulating your own new look of things. Oh, look at that. Hey, I heard this and that. And then, I think, this is my new perspective right now. It's you making all these changes within yourself and just allowing them to happen. So it's a gift, really. We are giving ourselves this energy shift and this help that we're getting from the interstellar object. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. There's so much information about ourselves that we're going to gain from this. Our reactions to it tell us something about ourselves. It tells us a lot about our government and the people who try to control things like media. It will allow us to embrace things, concepts, feelings
Mhm.
within ourselves that, we probably wouldn't have even dreamed of a year ago.
Exactly. I mean, even a year ago, Colleen,
Yeah.
my perspective from just a year ago has blown up like exponentially. I can't even get back into that mind script that I had going, and now looking at where I am now. But this time between now and the end of the year is going to blow our minds, not in a
Yeah.
bad way, but
Yeah.
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 So
It is.
yeah.
It's
So
crazy.
I think you talking about this, and the reason why they're so excited you're talking about this, is to get this into the mainstream conversation and into everyone's minds, to pay attention to everything that's shifting for you individually, uh,
Hmm.
because that will place you in that state of allowing in to see what new things are coming in and what's going to happen for you. It's kind of exciting.
It's very exciting. And change is something that some people resist, some people run after it, and other people just kind of go, well, I don't know what's going to happen. I guess it's okay. But I look at the way I've changed in just the last year,
Yeah.
18 months. I've changed tremendously.
Oh, yeah.
And it's some of it is things that I tried to change, but a lot of it is just me allowing it to change.
Hmm. You allowing. Yeah.
And that's really a big thing. And this shift that started around Samhain is really about, there's a very good word that people can remember: surrender.
Yes.
Surrender. Don't stop fighting. Stop fighting the paradigms. Stop fighting the concepts. Stop fighting and trying to believe something because you were told to believe it, or you just have believed it for so long you thought, well, it just has to be true.
Yeah.
Believe what your heart and soul tells you.
Yeah. And in fact, just trust your inner knowing. Trust your heart and your inner knowing, because here's the thing. We can have beliefs and we can believe this and that and the other thing. But you know what? Our heart tells us in the feeling and the frequency of what is really authentic, or what seems to be our resonance, what we're being drawn to, what we feel most in frequency resonance with. That is, as you're shifting, as you, without putting labels on things and making it a concrete belief I'm kind of going into the idea that you are just open to the new and whatever it flows, and try to just stay open to that, because it's going to change so many times. You begin, oh, I had that belief last week, and then I had this belief this week.
Think about, we're made up of our beliefs and our opinions, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have the meat suit, and then we have this coat of all our beliefs and opinions.
We do. We absolutely do have opinions and beliefs, and that totally is part of us. And there's a state where you're in the allowing, and you're not even making it mean something. You're just in the allowing of it, and then you got your meat suit thing, which is which just wants to put everything in a, oh, this must mean that, you know. Rather than spend the time thinking about it, just be in the thankfulness and allowance of it. And yeah, because what's going to happen is you're not wasting time about any of that. You're just going, wow, this is Mr. Toad's wild ride. I'm having fun.
and that's a part of our ride too, having the fun.
Yes.
You know? It doesn't have to be a big drudge. It doesn't have to be a nose to the grindstone kind of thing. That's why surrender is so good. If you can identify those things, and not just, you know, oh, this holding you back, you have to let it go. You know, that's work. That's a work approach.
Yeah.
You can just identify an idea that you have and just question for 30 seconds. Just question, where did it come from?
Yes.
Did it come from somewhere else? Do I know for a fact that it needs to be, or that it's true? What would happen? What's the worst that could happen if I let that go? Okay. Yeah. My mom always got her grocery shopping done on Saturdays. And if I don't do my grocery shopping on Saturdays, then I'm going to be hungry all week.
Going to hell in a
I'm going to hell. I won't be able to have meatloaf on Thursday, and everything's going to just dry up, and I'm going to
schedule will fall apart.
Right. What's the worst that can happen if you don't do that? And the worst that can happen is that, so maybe you have your groceries delivered on Sunday or Monday or Tuesday, and you don't even go to the store. I mean, there's there's different ways to look at it. Exactly. But anything that you can surrender. I used to have this thing about, the Swiffers, with the pads, and I was like, that's so wasteful. That's so wasteful. That's just turning into get out a mop and just get your water in your mop. I haven't done that in so long. And I wasn't doing it then when I was so against the Swiffers. I actually was hiring people to clean. So what did I care how they cleaned, as long as it got clean?
Yeah.
And I just had this thing where I just clung to it. Well, I've probably got 3/4 Swiffers hanging up in the closet now.
But I like that. That's a beautiful explanation. I love that. It really is. And that's how we hang on to these beliefs and ideas that kind of lock us in, and we don't question it. And start questioning, everyone.
Question yourself.
Yeah.
You're not the questioner. You're not in charge of anybody else. As my stepdaughter used to say, you're not my body bosser. So don't tell me those things.
Exactly.
But it's great if you can just question it. Like I said, nobody is keeping score. Nobody is standing there and going, "Oh, you didn't let that go," unless it's in your mind and it's like, your mom
there is that
or something, then let's surrender that. Okay. Let's just let go of that stuff, because that doesn't do you any good.
Yeah.
But if you can question these things that you believe and just ask, why is life so hard? I don't know. Why is life hard? Think of the things that make life hard and start picking them apart and letting them go. You don't need life to be hard. This is already difficult, being in this thing. You don't need to make it any harder. And right now we have the chance and the choice to surrender to what we are and to live in the flow of what we are. And if we do that, do you think we'll figure out when to go get the goddamn groceries? Yeah, I think we will. I think we'll just order it online. I think we'll figure it out.
I mean, I've started to take life in that way, that I might have thought in a roundabout way I would do this on this day and that on that day and that on that day. I've kind of thrown that out the window. And if I feel like it on one day, I'll order some groceries and I'll have them brought in. It's no big deal. And suddenly my life has gotten so much smoother with less angst and less. I'm not affected by shifts and changes in my routine because I didn't make any concrete, plans for anything. And I'm willing to just let things happen as they do on the fly. And for some people, and me in particular, before, I would have been like, well, I've got to get that grocery order because I got to have my soy milk for my chai tea. And what if I don't get it in time? And just all this. I mean, just to show that it's okay. You don't have to do it by a routine and on a certain day. It'll all work out. And that just takes a whole bunch of angst out of your life.
Yeah, it really does.
It really does.
And we live at a time where doing chores, keeping our house clean, cooking, and getting around is so much easier than it was in the past. It's so much easier. So take advantage of that and allow that and acknowledge it. Acknowledge that life, it doesn't have to be a pain in the ass. Life can be fun and joyous. And that allows your mind, it frees up your energy goes higher. And when your energy is high and you can enjoy things and even laugh a bit during the day, this bubbles up to the surface and you are attracting things that make you happy and you start to live more in the flow. And my flow probably will look different than your flow,
but that's okay. Everybody, we're independent, right?
It's very important.
Absolutely.
So we have talked for almost an hour here. So should we get some cards for these people?
Okay, well, we can, yes.
Yeah, let's do some. So I know people had a bunch of questions in here. Do you mind going over a little bit? Do you have somewhere to be?
No, I'm good. I can, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay, let's do a few of these. I'm gonna, Sherry, I don't know. Oh yeah, you started some things. Let me see.
Sherry
started some things. Okay, these poor people. Oh, she left?
Yeah,
she did lift, but she started some questions for us.
Yeah, she did.
Do you want me to just, can you see the
Go
start?
ahead. Yep, go ahead.
Okay. All right, so I don't know.
They're starred. 5 are starred.
Yeah, so let's do those.
Okay.
So that's probably all we'll have time for.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're going to do these 5 that are questioned. We have one from Watcher 997, Tiffany Tisdale 7071, Colleen R, B5R, and Artist Liz. And there's probably one more under there because there's 5. And who is that? Snowshoe Leopard. Okay. All right. So who am I doing? I'm gonna do I'll do that first one, Val. I'll do Watcher 997. You want to take Tiffany Tisdale?
Sure. Yeah.
Good. Okay, sorry guys. We have to shuffle or tune in or whatever the hell we do. We have to Now you guys know why we laugh all the time. Okay. So I'll put her question up so everybody can see it. So Watcher 9997 says, I plan to retire in 2 to 3 years and move out of Florida. Would relocating to another state or traveling to other countries be a better choice? Okay. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so you can do whatever you want. You get the star right out of the gate. So you you can design how you want to live when you retire, and it can be anywhere. You can go anywhere. You do get the 6 of swords, which says movement in this deck. So I'm thinking that if there is some place that you have really had your eye on, whether it's another country or another state, doesn't really matter. But you will leave Florida. I can tell you that that's happening. But where you go, that's really up to you, babe. I mean, you can design what you want. Um, you are making decisions now about where you want to go. Now, be careful though that you're not making decisions out of a sense of insecurity. And I would say, like, I know I'm kind of in the same boat, right? And I'm looking at, well, of course, I want to go somewhere where my retirement dollars are going to go further and I'm not going to be taxed to death, right? So, I mean, that's not insecurity. That's just being practical. I'm saying, don't get so wound up about do I have enough? Do I have to keep working 5 years instead of 2 years? Or,
Yeah.
don't get crazy about that, because when you retire, a lot of things fall away.
Mhm.
You're not going to a job every day. So your wardrobe changes. You're not going out to eat as often because you're just not out to
Yeah.
go eat. So that goes away. You're not putting as much gas in your car because you're not driving to a job all the time. So lots of little things just change. You may, if you move, your tax structure may change. The responsibility and burden that you have for paying for a place to live every month is going to change. So it's not going to be quite the same financial picture. So don't let that insecurity about finances hit you. And it's going to feel great for you to retire. Big release, going to love it, really love it. And 8 of Cups, you're definitely going to move on to something else. What else do we got here?
I love that.
Yeah, you're just going to fall in love with being with yourself and not having to be somewhere that somebody tells you to be. That's going to be real, real. And you're going to really delve into your own spirituality at that point. And I would say, don't put it off. You can start doing that portion of your retirement right now and surrender to that. Surrender to the idea that you are perfect. You love being with yourself because it gives you time to talk to your higher self and to your guides and to love your gifts and love where you are spiritually and on your journey. And I think it's going to be a wonderful period of time. I don't know if you have kids, but you get the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. So I'm getting that this might be kids. This might be the relationship with your kids just really blossoming because you just have more time to talk to them. And that might be really, really great. Also, there could be a little romance coming up for you when you retire because you've probably just taken the whole focus off of yourself, just getting to retirement. That's what a lot of people do, right? I'm going to retire.
Mhm.
I'm going to retire. I'm going
Yeah.
to retire. And you're so busy pushing that boulder uphill that there's nothing else. You're just pushing the boulder uphill. I'm just
That's
going up.
right.
So, start that spiritual journey now rather than later, and enjoy it. See it as a sweet release when you retire.
Yeah.
Not something to like, oh, can I do it? Nope. It's a sweet release. It's gonna be great. Okay, what do you got, Val? And you're doing
Okay.
Tiffany, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
put stuff
Tiffany,
up.
I would love to know how to heal blocks on gifts, please. Well, the truth is you don't have any block gifts. Your gifts are fine. You're this divine source energy in your vehicle. There are only those things maybe in the past lives where you carried some trauma, that maybe you were burned as a witch, or maybe, a few little stepping out there and being afraid that you're going to experience some kind of backlash. But that's kind of a collective thing. We kind of have that as we are going out into the world and using gifts. So realize that you actually don't have any real blocks. But what they're telling you to do is to realize that creative side of you that connects to your guides and angels, that beautiful childlike wonder, is asking you to let love guide you and choose to see the world and the beauty in the world and the beauty within you, and just let it come forth. Give yourself permission to feel that connection to your guides and angels. And I would say to divine source or the universe, I now open completely to receive the full opening of my divine gifts now. And I dissolve all that stands in the way and is not in resonance with that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. It's that simple. Let it come forth. That is what the message is. You're going to need to slow down, sit down and connect. 5 minutes a day, sit down and say out loud, beloved divine source, do you have a message for me today? And have a pen and paper ready to write something down. What you're going to hear is your thought voice. You're going to go, that's me talking to myself. No, write down what you get. It's your guides talking to you in your own voice, but it's not you. Realize that soft voice that you think you heard, or maybe even a vision that you saw if you close your eyes. These are the things that seem so fleeting and fast. These are your gifts. You've had them since you were born. You don't have to find them. You just have to be creative and open up to that field. Let your imagination go wild. And also realize you have to dispel disbelief. The ego mind tries to talk you out of everything. Yeah, that was your guides and angels talking to you. What was that synchronicity you experienced yesterday? Was that just a coincidence? No, that was your guides and angels talking to you. Realize that everything around you were those things that miraculously happen are your guides and angels talking to you. Those hits that you get when you feel the energy of someone around you and you kind of know, oh, they had a fight with their husband or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's your intuition. You've been using it all along. You just didn't know it. So 5 minutes a day, sit down, do it, boom. Within 2 weeks or less, you're going to be talking to your guides and angels. So
very nice. Nice reading. Yeah, when you give yourself permission to open it up and when you make that time every day, make that appointment with yourself every day, you're saying to yourself, this is important and I believe in it and it is mine, and you're claiming it. You're claiming the ability to do these things. But you have to tell yourself how important it is, right? You're doing all the stuff around it. Well, so and so said to do it this way. I took a class and they said to do it this way. Nah. You're beginning to see things. You're getting images. Yeah.
Yes.
Did someone teach you how to do that, really? No, you did it.
No.
Yeah. Unless you took Val's class, in which case she definitely taught you.
I make you sit and do what you would do on your own is what.
There you go. Perfect. Yep. So true. Okay, so I'm going to take Colleen RB5R, and you're going to take Artist 79. So I'm going to put Colleen's thing up because I've been shuffling for it.
Okay.
And Colleen to Colleen. This is so nice. So what we have here, you're saying, I have been working hard on my clairs over the past 3 years, beginning to receive images from my guides, I think. Am I connecting, or is this just wishful thinking on my part? You are connecting. This is not just wishful thinking, but you, again, very much like the last person, you have to give yourself permission and you have to declare that you're going to work on it in a purposeful way. So like Val said, 5 minutes a day for a couple of weeks, make an appointment with yourself that you're going to take the time to ask your guides, spirits, angels to give you answers or to give you visions or whatever it is. And make sure you don't just plop down and go, okay, give me a vision. That's not going to work. You need to relax. You need to kind of center yourself. You need to give yourself a sacred space, even if it's all in your head and your heart. That's enough of a sacred space. And then allow those things to come in, right? But 5 minutes, you'd be surprised when you're just sitting there in the silence for 5 minutes, how long that seems. Anyway, so you need to do that. You need to, and be honest with yourself. Oh, I just heard that thing, but is that me or is that just what I want to hear? Um, yeah, you wanted to hear it because you sat down and asked your guides to give you some messages. So of course you wanted to hear it. What's wrong with that? Just because you wanted to hear it, you think you're disqualifying it? No, that's you getting a message. So get over that shit. Come on, guys. Get over it. You know this. You know this. All right. Um, there is a lot of distraction in your life. So that 5 minutes, you're going to have to really make a promise to yourself that you're not going to allow for distractions in that 5 minutes, because that 5 minutes then is going to stretch to 10 to 15, maybe even 20. I don't want to scare you, but it could go that far. And when you do this, your ability to recognize what your gifts are and to recognize how strong they are, or maybe they do need to build up. It's up to you, but that's going to happen quickly. And the oracle card, I pulled an oracle card for you. Just beautiful. So I think it's pronounced Seleno, the Holy Child, Starseed. I am a divine child of the universe. And look at this glorious little picture.
Oh,
Look
cute.
at that puna. Oh,
Sweet.
this is you. This is you sitting up there on the ball, on the Pearl, which is my middle name, Pearl, sitting up there and saying, am I really getting this, or is this just wishful thinking on my part? Now, this baby child, yeah, she would accept that it is her wishful thinking and that that is a beautiful message that she's getting. So go ahead. Is it what you want to hear? Yeah. Is that bad? Nope. That's great. So you're doing great. You're doing great. All right. So on to artist Liz.
Okay, artist Liz. Reading from my angels, anything they have to say to me. I've always felt close to Archangel Michael for some reason. Yeah, he came right in and he says, "Beloved, I have been with you every day." And his message is just to stay strong within yourself and know that you have everything within you to create what you need to create. They're asking you also, your other angel, like a group you have that work with you, to step back from the 3D stuff going on in the world and do a lot of grounding. Then, as you ground into Mother Earth, connect out there to your guides and angels, and then start your creative work, your painting, or your writing, because this is apparently there's a lot that is coming through from the higher beings of light for you during this time. There's a lot of manifestation and kind of alchemy happening as to what you are doing. So magic, alchemy, manifestation, transfiguration. So all of this is happening as you open up as a conduit to receive this energy in as you're starting your creative process. Definitely do the grounding before you do that. So surrounding yourself with light, send the grounding, bring in golden white light through your crown and ground into Mother Earth with that, like a tree trunk all the way around the earth. And you can feel yourself being yanked down. It's a really neat experience. But that is going, and then send light out from your heart to humanity. And go up to your crown. This is going to propel your work into the next level. And yeah, Archangel Michael, he's with you you don't just sense him, he's with you. So congratulations on that, artist Liz. I hope that helped you. And okay.
Okay, so this is the next one.
Right.
And hi, Colleen and Val. I've been told during a reading that Archangel Uriel is one of my guides, and it's been for many lifetimes. What's your sense of this? I feel like I've connected with him. Absolutely. I am also very connected to Archangel Uriel. I feel like he is very connected to astrologers, and that's why I connect. Not why, but that's one of the deities that are angels that I connect with. I connect with a lot of different beings that are all about astrology.
Very cool.
I'm just pulling another card here. Okay. So what I get for you with this whole thing is the strength card, bravery. Now, Uriel is not the easiest to get along with. His energy can be very off-putting, actually, at times. He can be almost a little scary at times, but he is really unique. I get a very Aquarian vibe from Uriel that he's in my connections with him. When he presents close to me, like a visual presentation, he's very large, very large. So in my house, he's always hunched over because my ceilings aren't tall enough for him. He's like, "Ah," you know, but, he's dressed kind of strange, but loving presence, of course, just this beautiful effulgence and eminence of benevolence and giving and generosity, but also, he marches to the beat of a different drum. He's different, and you do have to ask for what you want with Uriel. You can't just sit there and go like, I just want to do. You can't be namby-pamby about it. You have to be like, I need this. Can you help me with this? I need this. You have to be a little bit direct, and so you have to exhibit bravery. And the other thing I get is the Seven of Cups. So you may be a little distracted and feel like you're a bit all over the place with things. And that's okay. But for now, when in your conversation, pick one. Just pick the first one that comes to your mind. Work on that for a little while. You also get the moon, though. And I'm wondering if you're connected to the moon and to maybe astrology, even because Uriel is, like I said, for me, a lot about that Aquarian vibe. And when Aquarius is, ruled by the planet Uranus. The planet Uranus is all about astrology, blah, blah, blah. So there's something about the skies, the astronomy, astrology, the stars, the planets, you're here listening to a thing on 3i Atlas, right? So there's a whole thing about the universe at large, the galaxy, the Milky Way, the whole thing that we're in that is really vibing to you. And I think that's part of your connection with Uriel. Now, here's another thing I would really tell you to do that would be really great. Now, you get this really pretty, really, gentle, feminine oracle card, the Rose Garden: innocence, forgiveness, be gentle with yourself. Yeah, be gentle with yourself. Okay, yeah, that's really important. But what I'm going to tell you is what you need to do, I feel, is have Uriel take you to the Akashic Records. Have Uriel introduce you to your Akashic Record master, or to be acting as your own Akashic Records master himself or herself. I don't even really know what sex Uriel is, who knows? So have them help you and guide you with that, through that, and just have fun. Just have fun. When I think of going to the Akashic Records, to me, it's this like shooting star that takes me up to a place. Like I think of it in terms of a physical place. I'm very muggle that way. I think of it in very, I'm not like in the Matrix. I'm just like, yeah, I'm going up to this place. It's up in the stars. It isn't up in the stars. It's in this realm. But it's just for me, the way I visualize and the way that takes my imagination. That's fun for me, and I like that. Okay. And I get up there, though, and once I get up there, I'm seeing, remember I talked about the ecliptic at the beginning of the show that all the planets are on. To me, that ecliptic is like a big turntable. You know how you used to play records on it? And I stand on one of those records and I just go around and I just watch all the planets going around. This is my brain all the time. I'm thinking of astrology all the time. So I'm just going around on this turntable, watching all the planets, doing all the stuff. And I'm just out in outer space all the time. I would encourage you to take that trip too. It will be fun. And even if all you're interested in is the moon, is the card that you got, even if that's all you're interested in, you have a great bird's eye view of the moon from up there. And if you have no idea what's going on and you try to get to the Akashic Records and nothing is really, really happening, then I would suggest that you take Val's course on to the Akashic Records, because in that class, you definitely will go to the Akashic Records and you'll have a great time. You can bring Uriel with you. Right, Val? You don't mind.
Absolutely. I talk to guides and angels inside of the records all the time. When I'm working with clients, I mean, a whole bunch of beings come in, and yeah.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Snowshoe Leopard, that's what I have for you. And like I said, yes, be gentle with yourself, okay? Through this whole process, don't judge yourself. Don't put yourself down. Don't think, I should be doing better. You're doing exactly right what you're doing right now. Everything is perfect and exactly right. But you could have a lot more fun if you and Uriel went to the Hall of Akashic Records. It would be so fun. It would be such an amazing journey that you could go. And you could go many times. It doesn't have to be a one-time thing. And it shouldn't be a one-time thing. You should go many, many, many times. You've got lots and lots of things to explore there. So, hit up Val for the class, or just go with Uriel, whatever you can do, whatever you need to do. That's what I'm saying to you. And I was just going to look, Val. So thank you very much, Snow Leopard. That was great. Well, I don't know if it was great, but I hope it was great for you.
I think it's a great reading.
So I just wanted to look really close here and see if there's any other thing, because maybe Val wants to do one more reading, but okay.
We don't have to.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
It's
funny. I've been into astrology since even 18.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm getting.
Well, there you are.
That's what I'm getting. You need
like
to
a patron saint of astrology.
Yeah, right? It's so fun. Okay.
You can't make this stuff up.
Yeah, you can, but see,
you
now
can't make it up. No, you can't.
If I was not sure of myself and I said, I don't know, am I just saying that because I'm an astrologer?
Yes, exactly.
But you know what?
Exactly. That's why you have to say what you get to and that is a beautiful, beautiful example.
Yeah, it
no
is.
Matter how.
So I think I'm not grounded enough right now to look at another question.
I think we're good. I'm all up in the air. I took that trip into outer space with
on the turntable,
and I'm out there too with the U.S. astrologers.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's fun up there. It's really fun.
I am so ungrounded.
It's so ungrounded. What? A wild thought went through my brain. What if 3i Atlas did get caught up in our gravitational pull and became another astrological object that we had?
I mean, what? Ooh, you're giving me the chills.
What if? And it was intelligent. What kind of an astrological thing would that do for us?
I can't even imagine. And every single body in our solar system has an effect on us. I don't care how little it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it all does, even if astrology doesn't mention it.
I mean, the moon, most of the moons and planets are kind of like dead things, right?
Yeah,
and yet they have an impact.
They have an impact, folks. Oh my gosh.
All those little dwarf planets and asteroids.
Yes.
They all have I mean, my God, there's over 200 of them.
Yes.
Every one of them has a name.
Yes.
And the wild thing is that their names actually, even if it's like Matthew.
Yeah.
Some of them are named just common everyday
regular names.
And they actually mean something about a Matthew in your chart if they hit sensitive points in your chart. It's been I've watched astrologers who are saying, I use them all the time.
I'm getting the chills.
Right?
Yeah.
So not too far-fetched that 3i Atlas would become an astrological body, but I do, I think it is a little far-fetched to think that it would be pulled into our gravitational force. Hell, it went by the sun and it didn't get pulled.
Yeah, I mean, the very fact that it went by the sun and didn't get sucked in, it
was between Earth and the sun.
Yeah.
And the only other things that we have are Mercury, Venus, and Mars.
Yeah.
Not that many planets between us and the sun.
Yes.
And so that was pretty darn close.
That's yes, it is.
And you got something like Jupiter that's huge, and how far away Jupiter is past Saturn in our, our thing, or before Saturn. And my God, that thing got pulled into the orbit. So
yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. For sure.
You do the math, guys.
I mean, I think we're out of any of this scientific stuff.
the things that the scientists at Avi Loeb are talking about, I'm just like,
I know. I can't even. It's over my head.
it's over. Yeah. And I do astrology, and I mean, so I mean, I can do some pretty, out there mental things, and
Yeah,
that stuff. I'm just like,
yeah. It's a
crazy.
lot to comprehend.
It's a lot to comprehend. It
Yeah,
really is.
yeah, it is.
Oh, all right, guys. So, giving you a few readings. We talked a lot about some very, very, I think, high
Yes,
spiritual concepts that you
yes,
can, I hope, take home and put in your pipe and smoke. And we
yeah,
talked about Three Eye Atlas. So, I hope you enjoyed all of that. And we're gonna probably do this again. And now that we know that there's some things going on with Three Eye Atlas that are going to be going on into 2026, we
sure.
probably will do a few more of these to
Yeah.
discuss it because things are changing.
It's so fun. I mean, this is big stuff, everyone.
Big
It
stuff.
is it
Yeah,
is very
really
cool.
big stuff.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
really appreciate all of you in the chat. All of your comments were just so thoughtful. And
yeah,
I mean,
very.
and some of you put in lighthearted comments. Those were great too. It's
Mhm.
great to think about this stuff from all angles.
Yeah, it is,
Really
for
great.
sure.
Really,
Yeah,
really great.
yeah.
So thank you, thank you, thank you for
Yeah, thank
everything.
you,
Thank
everyone.
you, Val, for being with me and
My
for doing
pleasure.
readings and stuff. This was
Yes.
great. And we will see you guys next time. Now, when I click the going out part, you're going to see the outro for the Cool Crone Oracle. Just enjoy the visual, okay?
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. I can't control this. Okay.